Cleaning up your clay mess. First, you need to put your clay away. Put it away in the proper bag according to the wetness stage of the clay. Your wet clay goes in your wet clay bag with your other fresh clay. Give it a few sprays of water unless it's too wet already. If you have parts that are drier, leather hard clay parts can be stored in Ziploc bags. Don't spray them unless they're too dry. If you have slab that you want to dry more by the next class period, you can wrap it in newspaper and bag and seal it in a Ziploc bag for a controlled drying environment. Take care of your slip. Your future self will thank you. Add clay or water as needed so you have nice slip in the middle and firmer patching clay on the edges. Gather your dirty tools. It helps if you leave your used tools out on the table, rather than putting them away as you use them. Not all tools are dirty. Some can be wiped off. Seal your slip and wipe the top. Take your dirty tools to the sink. If clay goes down the drain, the pipes can clog. The proper cleaning of clay involves bins of water. The next morning, the settled, clear water is poured off and the clay at the bottom of the bucket is dumped. You do not need to run water if the bin is full, because the dirty clay water will run over the edges. You can use the sponge or the brush to clean stubborn clay off of your tools. Try not to bend the scoring tool spines. Sometimes tools break. Give them to the teacher so they can be replaced. Scotch-Brite works well for cleaning tools. You have Scotch-Brite in your bin and also Scotch-Brite on the back of the sponge. The brush works well for getting off clumps of clay. This is actually a nail brush. Clean your fingernails too, if they're dirty. Get the clay out of the bristles. And clean off the cutting board for the next person. Dry off your cutting board and put it away. There's a handy towel right by the cutting boards. Gather your tools and squeeze out the sponge and Scotch-Brite so they don't fill your tool bin up with water. Put your tools away in the proper compartment so they can be easily inventoried. Don't let the metal ribs fall to the bottom. They're hard to get out. If you borrowed extra tools, do not put them in your tool caddy. The short ones on the left and the long ones on the right. The wide ones in the wide space. Use the green scraper to scrape excess clay off of the table. It can be thrown away or put in your slip container if you're short of clay and if it's clean. Put away or return your borrowed tools. Spray the table with water. Wipe off the dirty table with the table sponge. When the table sponge is dirty, it doesn't clean well. Clean it off in the sink, please. Note, you do not need running water to clean off this sponge. A few times in the water with a few squeezes. A little bit of water at the end. Squeeze it out, and voila, it's clean. The rag is for drying a clean table. If you skip the sponge step, the rag will get filled with clay. And then the clay will clog the pipes in the laundry room when the rags get washed. Wah, wah. The damp rag can be draped over the water bottles so it can dry. And that is how to clean up your clay mess. Thanks for watching.